Welcome back. In one of his last official acts in office, former President Joe Biden granted the posthumous pardon to civil rights and political activist Marcus Garvey, who's known for, among other things, support of the Back to Africa movement. Ain't No Mo is a Tony Award-nominated play now being staged as a collaboration between Speakeasy Stage and Front Porch Arts Collective. The play, set in 2008, explores the idea of the post-racial America that was declared when Barack Obama was elected to the presidency. Now, the government offers black people a one-way ticket out of the country back to Africa.
Hello, this is Peaches speaking, and I'd like to be the first to welcome you to African American Airlines, where if you're broke and black, we got your back. I will be your gate agent here at gate 1619. Today's flight is filling up pretty tight, but try not to worry because the powers that be have reassured me that there is room for everyone.
Okay. Now, satirical vignettes take us through Black history, culture, and identity while passengers prepare to take the last flight out. And joining us now and taking a break from gate 1619 is Grant Evan, who plays Peaches, the gate agent in Ain't No Mo, and play director Dawn Simmons. Thank you both for joining us. Wow, I can't wait to see this. So let's set the stage. The government has offered black folks of the diaspora a one-way ticket to Africa. Okay, Grant, off stage in the real world, telling black people to go back to Africa
is a ridiculous concept.
Viewed as kind of an insult to a sense of belonging in this country. So how does this play make the offer appealing?
For a couple of reasons. One, the offer is barely an offer. It is an option. You can either go to Africa or you can be transmogrified into a privileged white man and lose your identity, lose who you were, lose who you are in this country. So that is the choice that is being offered to black people here in America.
So Dawn, share a little bit about why Leaving America is presented as the way to eliminate racism, and why does it happen when President Obama takes office?
Well, we start off with Obama in office, but by the time we get to this offer to go back to Africa, he is no longer in office. And so let's just say things have come to a boil. And it seems like this is the only way that anybody is going to get any relief, that we're going to let some of the pressure off there.
Now, Dawn, the Boston theater audience is predominantly white. How does this staging of this production factor in the audience makeup and the discomfort that comes with talking about racism? Because sometimes the black folks will laugh at certain jokes and the white people don't know whether they should laugh or not.
Well, I think one of the things that we've talked about in this is that Jordan wrote it for a black audience. So everybody is invited into this conversation, but he's talking to us. And so as long as we have that conversation openly and authentically, right, you'll know when to laugh. You'll see us laugh. I mean, we've also said that it tests you. And so there is a sort of, okay, how are you paying attention? What can you say? What can't you say? But I think it's set up so well. Right, but he's inviting you in, and he's inviting you into this very private conversation that you need to know.
That you need to know and hear.
You need to know and hear.
So, Grant, you know, the saying goes, laughter is the best medicine. So is comedic satire an opportunity to kind of heal some of the divisions in America today?
I think that absolutely it is. We have a show where it's more prescient than it meant to be. It was written during a time when we were first coming into a Trump presidency, and here we are repeating history 4 years later. And hopefully it gives all of us a chance to introspect and to look inside and see where we are as a country and as a people and what we do and how we serve the oppressed communities amongst us.
Dawn, we're going to let you close out. What would this country look like without black people? Everybody went back to Africa. What do you think, and does that mirror a little bit about what the play tells us?
I mean, I think that is the question that this play is asking, not just for, right, the white people in our world to, what is this world without us, but for us to ask, what is America without us? This land that we built, right? The question of Miss Bag, who you'll meet when you see the show, right? Everything that is in her is what was made here in this land, and it could only be done that way. You don't get that if we go.
Grant and Dawn, very provocative premise. Looking forward to seeing it. Ain't No Mo runs through February 8th at the Calderwood Pavilion at the BCA.